Kaapo Kakko was the second overall pick in the 2019 NHL draft. Kakko, when drafted, was seen as a big, strong, mature, and pretty much complete player with all elite offensive ability, topping Alexander Barkov's league goal record for a U18 player with 22 goals, breaking the record of 21. Kakko seemingly looked like an offensive dynamo, becoming the third greatest under-18 Liga player, the thing that attracted teams even to the point of being ranked over Jack Hughes was that he could play with assertiveness and aggressiveness, doing so against men. He was strong and sturdy on his feet and really had barely any holes in his game. His game translated to the World Juniors, and he wowed the audience, leading Finland to a gold medal win in the U20s. The hype for Kakko was real, and for a good reason at that. And he didn't have an immediate impact in the NHL, which really shaked and quivered Rangers fans a bit. But I think it felt obvious after a few NHL games, Kakko was not ready for the NHL. And one of the problems for Kakko was David Quinn's play style. Coming into the Rangers lineup under David Quinn, Kakko was really like a round peg being forced into a square hole. Quinn wanted his players to play simple hockey, stick handling on a 2-on-1, get the puck in deep, sprint to your position defensively, and sit on the bench. Kakko played with style, but when a dynamic, aggressive, offensive threat was told to play like a passive dump and chase college hockey kid, Kakko was unable to utilize his tool set because he was unable to play his game right from the start. Right from the start, Kakko was not able to use his toolset, therefore leading to a very underwhelming first season as he only had 23 points in 68 games. This has been a trend for young Rangers forwards who played under Quinn in their first few seasons, like we have seen with Alexis Lafreniere, Lias Andersson, and Vitaly Kravtsov. Early on, when a young European kid coming out of Finland, never really playing on North American ice, has his creativity and confidence taken away, as when he tried playing his game, he got demoted or he got benched or even caught. The aggression that was once there in Kakko was no longer there. And when you're caught or demoted, you often listen to the coach. All of this transpiring during a hard COVID time, during which he even had COVID. It was hard on a lot of prospects, a critical reason why Jack Hughes or Kirby Dach had slow starts. In Kakko's second and third seasons, however, the numbers haven't had a dramatic increase at all, but something that Kakko's numbers don't show is his defensive side of the game and how elite that has been. The Rangers often struggle without Kakko in their lineup at times without his presence on the PK. The problem for Kakko isn't the defense, however. The problem thus far for Kaapo Kakko has been finding ways to generate offense. Comparing Kakko's numbers to other young Finnish stars in their first few seasons, they also had slow starts. Look at fellow countrymen. Kakko has played 117 career games and has 58 points. Mikko Rantanen had just 39 and 84, playing alongside Nathan MacKinnon. Barkov also had similar numbers to Kakko in their first few seasons. However, Barkov got to play with Huberdeau and Rantanen got to play with MacKinnon. Kakko has not been able to play with Panarin or Zibanejad and instead plays with, most of the time, Filipino, Ryan Strome, or even Alexis Lafreniere. Ryan Strome, during his time in New York, was dependent on Artemi Panarin. Filipino and Alexis Lafreniere were still young forwards learning. When Kakko did play with the Rangers' best players such as Panarin, Zibanejad, or Kreider, Kakko's game has been so much more noticeable, and his best games have come when playing with those guys. And it's another example of this is this past preseason, as when he played with Zibanejad or Kreider, he was productive in the preseason, scoring 3 goals in 2 games. What were some of the reasons for why Kakko struggled to generate offense in the NHL through his first 3 seasons? A reason could be that he plays the puck a bit too close to his body, add in the smaller ice surface, and he didn't have time to make quick decisions. That seems to have been rectified, but that was just one of the few things that were eye-catching. The second and perhaps most concerning thing over his first 3 seasons was his skating. And some guys will never be fantastic skaters, and it looks like Kakko may be one of those guys. It is rare for players to completely overhaul their skating, and add Kakko's skating to a shot, which also does play into how he receives the puck, and he may not be a prolific goal scorer. Kakko has also had countless wrist injuries in his first 2 seasons. These all looked like they changed this preseason. However, his shot looked better, his skating looked better, and most importantly, he was getting on the board. He was getting points, and it's rare for guys to completely overhaul their skating, but he may be one of those rare exceptions. Over the offseason, Kaapo Kakko looks like he has improved pretty much all of the facets of his game, and it really looks like the Kakko from Liga is coming back a little bit. And a part of this must be because Kakko got a complete fresh start under Gerard Gallant, and he has found more opportunities like he has never found before. Like, he has been playing on line one through the preseason, and he is bound to start in that position to start off the season for the Rangers. And on line one, he really got to showcase all his skills, where he surprised scoring 3 goals in 2 games. He is a breakout candidate and a guy the league should look out for as another weapon to deal with on its already stacked Rangers team. We made Kakko to become a superstar. He just needs to improve generating offense, which really, in the preseason, we have seen strides of him doing that. And he already drives plays for the Rangers, and on many occasions, on many of his points, you notice he steals the puck and finds a player or cuts the net and scores points. So if he can generate his own offense on a consistent basis, he will be an ideal shutdown center for the Rangers. Patience is a virtue, but knowing what you have in your asset is very important. And what we have seen thus far in the preseason from Kakko seems very promising. And realistically, I think Kakko's ceiling over the next 2 to 5 seasons could be a 60 to 80 point player, being an elite two-way forward. Kakko has suffered from COVID and translating his game from Europe to North America, so give Kakko some credit. Kakko's sudden emergence in the preseason came at a perfect time. Expect Kakko to be a key contributor for the Rangers in the next 2 to 3 years. If not, Kakko, the clock is ticking for Kakko, and Kakko is a very interesting player, and hopefully his skill set from Liga will come to fruition in the NHL.